morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday. What is it? The 17th of April, 2024. How are you? Yeah, me too. This is Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. My name is Dr. Kenton. As you can see, things missing. So today it was 50 degrees outside, which is a nice, decent temperature for a walk. Walked on down by the railroad tracks, and the Amtrak police was there. Not saying that they had their flashing lights on or anything, but I was feeling that there's a reason why they're hanging out. Helps. If you want coffee to come out of your machine, you need to turn it on. It's just a tip for the future. So the Amtrak police guy was parked down by the tracks, and I don't know why. In past weeks when I've seen that, usually within a week or so of that, I'll see that there's a guy walking along the tracks between the fences that are designed to keep people out. So maybe they're getting notifications that people are walking on the train tracks again. I don't know. It's an interesting setup. Guy sits there quietly in the police utility vehicle and just idling. None of my business. Really, it's none of my business. And Winston saw a train go zipping by, and we walked along. Usually, he wants to stop at the depot, the bench on the other side of the tracks from the depot building, and wants to lay on the ground for a little while. But he didn't do that today. He turned the other way. We discovered a discarded office desk, deconstructed. Almost looks like somebody just tossed the not broken, but disassembled pieces into the trees right there by the. Anyway, it has a Cecil County government sticker on it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on, Winston? Do you have any idea about any of it? Why there was a desk? Parts of a desk, anyway? No? Got no idea? You're reminding me of something important. There are treats. And off he runs. Because that's what he does. Gets a treat and off he runs. So today's Wednesday, as I've reminded in weeks past, if Wednesday is the day you check in on a friend, today's the day. Make sure to do that. I'm sure your friend appreciates when you check in. Today, I have one meeting in the afternoon. So this just came to mind, interrupting my report. I found a cool Chrome extension that allows you to make notes on a YouTube video while watching YouTube video. So it's got keyboard shortcuts. I had used I guess they're called extensions, plugins in Obsidian, extensions in Chrome. I've used plugins in Obsidian where you basically use Obsidian as a proxy viewer for the YouTube video, and you're making comments within Obsidian using this plugin as an intermediary. Well, what this plugin does is it's a note that appears right on the it's a note that appears on the YouTube session itself. So you use a keyboard shortcut to pause the video. It puts up does two things: pause the video and bring up a little window where you can type some notes, maybe about what just happened, a thought that came to mind while you're watching this particular thing that's happening in the video, whatever. And then another keyboard shortcut to put they use the word commit to commit the note to a list that shows up underneath the video itself. It's like a CSS trick that inserts this text chunk into the page itself so you can see it while you're viewing the video. And then once you're done, you can copy and paste that transcript that you've made. It's got links embedded in it. Paste that into Obsidian and it works great. Sort of like one of those moments where you look at something and you go, wow, that's pretty much exactly what I've wanted all this time. I'm going to cross annotate YouTube videos off my Mod Squad list. Those tasks you're doing that you wind up having to twist yourself in knots to accomplish. So that was pretty what's the word? It's like you recognize how useful something is going to be to you in the future, and you get a little bit excited about it. There's a word, and it's just not coming to mind. I'll figure it out. It's like an applied gratefulness. It's like well, what's the word? Anyway, it'll come to me at a random moment, probably about an hour from now. That's nice and sunny today. The last couple of days, we've run into, especially in the afternoon, run into some people on the street who wanted to pet Winston. And I would have to say that if you've ever lived in a small town, I grew up in a small town until I was 15, and then moved to an even smaller town until I was 18. You would know, or you would be wise to acknowledge that people know what you're up to. People are paying attention to you doing what you're doing. So I walk my dog a handful of times a day, and we take different routes around the neighborhood. Mostly I'm puzzling over a problem in my head and paying attention enough to Winston to know if I need to clean up after him. I don't really pay attention too much about where we go or how we go or how fast we go or what direction we take in any given intersection. It's mostly Winston. He's got his own little agenda. So it's a little interesting to run into people at various places and various routes that I've taken, and to hear that people are very excited to see Winston. They don't know his name, but like, yeah, we see you walking around the neighborhood all the time. Okay? Well, I guess I'm glad you noticed the dog. Or it's like the second half of the sentence could be something accusatory, like, hey, you need to do a better job cleaning up after your dog. Nothing like that. It's like, oh, we love seeing you walk the dog. He's so cute. Okay, yeah, that's great. Yeah. But I forget because I mostly, almost virtually always try to ignore what people are doing. Even if they're sitting right in front of my house in their gigantic truck, as an example, just idling for, I don't know, 20 minutes. I don't know, maybe you're looking at your phone trying to reply to an email, or trying to figure out how it is that you're trying to find an address, and Google Maps is taking you through my neighborhood, which is, unless you're destined for a location in my neighborhood, there's very rarely a reason why somebody would find themselves in my neighborhood. I would also say that my neighborhood, Google Maps, is sometimes not a driver's friend when it comes to pushing people off of the roads that abut that adjoin, that are adjacent to my neighborhood. Sometimes there's a good reason. Like one time a power pole got damaged, and the company had to come and replace the power pole, and it closed down a fairly important road, at least for Elkton, and they shuttled people. The location of the light pole sort of pushed everybody down the street in front of my house. So that was excitement for a day. It's Lavazza Classico. It's really good. Tasty. Well, that's pretty much it. Meeting this afternoon. It's the only formal commitment I have on my calendar, but I do have some things percolating. I need to do some grading too. Oh my goodness. How can I forget about grading? Pretty much my entire lifespan lately. Grading and backfilling, and love you, bye.